I would say the past like 5 years, the whole how you should run your law firm
Yes.
is out there, and it's everybody's pushing client centric, which is a good thing. I'm a big proponent
Sure.
of client centric. What's your opinion on being client centric? What does being client centric look like to you? And is
I
there
think
anything?
I know where you're going with this, and I do agree with you. Again, I feel like, when I was young, I would buy Men's Health magazine, thinking by buying the magazine, it would make me look like the men on the cover. It never did. I did learn how to pack a suitcase from one issue of Men's Health, so it was worth the subscription.
Like
You
fold a
roll
suit?
things. Yeah, you roll things, and I'm pretty good
Okay.
now at packing a suitcase. Like, I can get everything in one little tiny bag. I think we give a lot of lip service, client service, and we don't really peel back the onion on what does that mean. And that's what I loved about our GC panel at the conference. They were, Arash Tarudi particularly, he's at Fender, and he's Israeli and little tight leather jackets and tight jeans, and he's just, he's working at being like, I will say the provocative thing and make your heads explode. And God love him, he did. But they were saying those things. If people were taking the time to listen, we go, come to the client teams panel and learn how to put a process and a structure together and an accountability matrix and a blah, blah, blah. Great. But again, if you're so busy putting your matrix together that you're not picking up the phone for 5 minutes and calling the person who's been paying you a lot of money to say, how are you? I don't need to invite you to a glass blowing event or a Chicago Cubs game. How are you? How is your family? How is the work going? How is our relationship? To me, and my colleagues I hate that I'm saying this, just teach your attorneys to take the time to do that. And if they're not willing, let them let you do that. Because and you don't have to do it with every single client you have, but there's who's bringing in more money than others, and you also know the ones that have potential. That's where some authentic conversations, and I will always, I'm not one for phone calls. I hate them. I'm always like, this person wants to talk to me now, regardless of what I'm doing in my life. But a phone call goes a long way sometimes, 10, 15 minutes just to say, how are you? I'm checking in. I don't know if that's where you were going with this, but I feel like it's a basic quality of the human condition. And I think the pandemic, if people were listening and paying attention, many of us loved being disconnected from the world because we didn't have the extraneous noise of people. Did you ever read the short story Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut?
No, but
I'm going somewhere with
yeah,
this. So I love Kurt Vonnegut. He's from Indiana. He's nuts. And
he
this
is
short
nuts.
story is about a society that wants to make everybody equal. And so if you have gifts, you receive a governor that prevents you from accessing that gift. So if you're a great musician, you have headphones on that are noisy and you can't hear music. If you are a great runner, you have weights on your legs. And at some point, Harrison Bergeron is the most talented of all. So he's strapped down with weights and headphones and everything. And he starts ripping them off. And he starts flying, literally. And they shoot him and kill him. You're going, where is this going? I feel like we do that sometimes with things like client engagement. We put on all these governors and weights, and we get away from what is the core thing we need to do, which is have a check-in, an authentic one that's not billed, that it does not have an agenda, is not an upsell. It is just saying, how are we doing?